on day 2 of microsite, which is raveclubs.com/ISE.
Do a quick booth tour, and if you're interested,
Hey everyone, Steph Beckett here at ISE 2026. We made it. It's day 1, bright and early here at the Nureva booth with Rob Abbott. First of all, how are you?
I feel slightly better than you, I think. I got here a day before you, so
Right.
yeah, no, we're hanging in and dealing with jet lag as best we can.
And you know what? We'll make it. It's going to be okay. So I'm really excited I'm here because I've talked to you guys about the HDX before, and you guys brought it to InfoComm last year, but now it's kind of been out for a bit. So for everyone watching or listening, I'm wondering if you could kind of brief us on the HDX a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's not yet shipping, but it's shipping soon. It's shipping kind of the summer of 2026, and we're here announcing it. And so the HDX is all about extending the Nureva line into larger spaces and more use cases. And so you can kind of see it, the core element here behind me, it's an audio bar, and it has a two-way speaker system in the bottom and a 2D microphone array at the top. And so we can combine these bars with microphone pods and fill very large spaces with the ability essentially to do all kinds of really interesting audio use cases and switch between them very adaptively.
So for those who are familiar with your HDL line, how does this differ?
Well, the HDL line was really built for audio conferencing, and it's great at it. So you can put a single bar or dual bar system in a room, and you get full room microphone coverage and have a great audio conference. We do provide speakers in the room and things like voice amp. And so really the HDX is kind of building on our audio conferencing roots and getting into all of the audio use cases that might happen in a room, including things like your program audio, distributed speakers, voice amplification, voice lift, and we even are getting into assistive listening with OraCast.
Oh, very cool. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so the HDX has a system hub, and the system hub is really the brain of the system. And it does a whole bunch of things around the audio DSP, digital processing and things like that. It's an AV hub, but it also transmits a Bluetooth broadcast signal via OraCast. That's the technology. And so if you imagine you're in a training session and you have a hearing challenge, you can subscribe to the broadcast that is anything that happens in that room. It could be the spoken word, it could be the media that's played, and you can listen to it on your own OraCast-enabled hearable. So it's really powerful in that it's subtle, like you don't have to self-identify as someone, like I can't hear. You can customize the sound. You may even choose to prefer to listen to it that way because you get a bit of a richer experience if it's in a noisy, say, conference space like this. And then you can think of that, how would that work in higher education, where you have lots of students that actually do have hearing challenges, and really the last thing they want to do is be singled out in a way that draws attention to themselves. So this is just built into the HDX, and that's really the philosophy. We thought of every audio use case, and we wanted a system that was very comprehensive and covering right from the speakers to the mics to assistive listening to amplifying or lifting your voice, all from a single system.
Very cool. So I would like to talk about the HDX in spaces like classrooms, because I think that this is where it really shines, in spaces that kind of change, in spaces that are huge, in spaces that tend to look a lot differently depending on what type of class is there. I'm interested in hearing how this works there.
Yeah, that is the reality. The larger the space, the more it changes, the more demands get put upon it. So I would say that's one of the things that's really unique about all of Nureva's audio systems is that they self-configure and auto-calibrate. And so if you took our system here with 4 bars and 2 pods, put it in a room, the first thing you would do is you would do a auto-calibration. And so kind of the structured sound is emitted out into the room. And based on that, each component knows where it is relative to each other. And so we then have a very good spatial representation of the room. And then we can tell where talkers are in that space. And so really what that gives you is a really adaptable system. So that's on the setup. But imagine, to your point, first lecture of the day is kind of a more traditional lecture. Someone is speaking, students are in rows. Fine. And then the second lecture, let's have a more collaborative session. Move all the tables around, reconfigure the room. A normal audio system will fall over there because you have to tune lobes, you have to often get an audio expert in to reconfigure. Our system will continually auto-calibrate and be ready to go for that second session. And then just that happens throughout the day. As you know, maybe 7 or 8 times a day, you might have a reconfiguration of use case or layout. This system, invisible to the user, seamlessly will auto-configure and auto-calibrate.
And in my mind, this is where it really shines, because for any type of room that you cannot get in there and have an audio expert reconfigure, put new speakers, put them where they need to be in every single room for every single way that room is used, that's just not the reality anymore. We use a single room, and sometimes it's a meeting room, and sometimes it's a classroom, and sometimes people are doing something else in there and just having a regular class meetup. So having a system that can kind of be as flexible as the people who are using it are is, I think, where this is really, really going to take off.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, it's just a practical reality. You often have 2 or 3 people in a business or in a university managing 300 rooms. Mm-hmm. So just practically, you can't have a room that you're getting called on. It just doesn't work, yeah. Right? People are getting asked to do more with less, and the rooms are getting asked to do more. So it's really that pain point that we honed in on with our system, and it's really one of the powers of microphone Mist, that it can do that self-calibrating, auto-calibrating routine continuously. And from there, yeah, we felt there was a lot of room to get into audio use cases beyond conferencing. And so, yeah, we were fully into now, what does a great high-fidelity speaker system sound like in a room? What do you need to do to have assistive listening? How do you do voice amplification where your voice is lifted up to or amplified up to say 20 decibels in a room and still have a student on the far end? How do you handle that from an acoustic perspective? And we can do that. We can lift the voice in the room, amplify the voice in the room, and still have a great experience for remote participants. So it's really just thinking about all the stuff that might happen in a large space.
Well, last question I have for you, where can people find more about the HDX? Where can they find more about Nureva?
Well, if you're at ISE, come to our booth, 2N700. But our website, nureva.com, is the source of truth. And what we really like to do is get people into a live demo. And because hearing is believing. Yep. And so within 5 minutes of coming to our booth, we can have you booked in to hear a live audio conference. We're just at beta stage now with the HDX. Really, in the next 30 days, we'll be doing live demos of that, and we're going to hit the road and be in a city near you, because it's one of those products that you really do have to get in the room with it to kind of experience it and understand it. So, but yeah, the website is always the best place to start, and it can send you on many journeys. So.
Well, thank you, Rob. And don't forget to go to ravepubs.com/ISE for all your ISE news. Again, I'm Steph Beckett, and we will see you next time. Bye.